Hi, I'm Kevin,
And I'm Amanda.
and we are serving up
All that jam.
All That Jam, quick hit. Jeff Pehrson on box set.
Box set continues.
Box set continues. Now that Further is completely done, I jumped right back into box set because it's been my pet. I mean, if it wasn't for box set, I wouldn't have gotten anything in the music business. Box set signed. We started playing little cafes in San Francisco when we were in our early 20s. And 3 years later, we put a band, or 2 years later, we put a band together. 3 years later, we were selling out the Fillmore and opening for, God, you name it. We opened up for everybody.
If they came through town, you were there.
Well, and we got taken on the road. I mean, our first big tour was actually opening for Huey Lewis and the News, believe it or not. And
You do, it's originals with box set. You throw in some covers there.
sometimes we do.
Right.
Now, we do it more now than we did when we were younger.
Back in the day. Okay, so let's focus on who does the songwriting, or is it evenly split? Do you guys work together?
It's evenly split. I write my songs and sing lead. Jim writes his songs and sing lead, and then we come up with harmony parts.
So what do you feel like your progression has been as a songwriter with box set across all these years?
Well, I think it's, certainly I can look back and tell what era what was in
Right.
by reading it. When I was young, it was very, very forthright and incredibly passionate, and maybe not technically as well crafted as I would push myself to do today. But I had things to get out, as all young people do. I had things to say, and something clicked because it took off real fast. And but now it takes a lot longer because we're writing for our 15th album right now.
Right.
And that's a huge body of work. And so I can't help but look back and say, well, this song kind of sounds like that one I did 4 albums ago, and this song, and I've kind of touched on this topic before, and so it's trickier to write now. It takes a lot longer.
We were talking to Lo Faber from God Street Wine, and about, is it easier to write a sad song or a happy song?
Sad. For sure.
That's what everybody said. That seemed to be the consensus, that writing something happy that isn't sappy and make you go, eh.
That's the trick. That's the trick. Uh-huh.
No,
I remember playing a great show with God Street Wine in Manhattan Square Park in Rochester, New York one time.
Fun band.
That was a fun day.
Yes,
Box set and God Street Wine.
You got 15 albums.
Yeah.
How do you compare
we got 14.
that?
We're
14.
writing for the 15th. Yeah.
You're writing for the 15th. How do you compare the live performances to the records?
Well, they're two different animals. You can get everything perfect when you're in the studio. Well, not so much in the early days because we were using free time most of the time because we couldn't afford it. But once we got signed, then, you have all the time and all the money you feel like spending. It's your money at that point.
Right.
So, you can get it fairly perfect, and that's kind of the way you want it. And, it's the old analogy is, recordings like making a movie, and playing live is like theater. Some things are going to happen.
I like that.
Yell something, somebody's going to break a bottle. Something's going to happen. And when we did a big tour with the Indigo Girls years ago, and they're very sweet, and they would watch us from the stage, and we came off stage one night, and Amy Ray pulled me aside and said, you guys are like a combination of the Grateful Dead and the Smothers Brothers, because of we would improv stuff with the crowd and get people laughing and everything. And so live, especially if you listen to our live acoustic albums, which we only play acoustic now, we dumped the band years ago. But there's a lot of that, a lot of just kind of banter and people laughing, and
that's what brings people. That kind of thing is the thing you go for. Sharing that.
Exactly. And Jim and I both were in improvisation troops in college, so we kind of have that background. And
Interesting.
so it all pops out. He went, we grew up, he went to University of Michigan and I went to San Francisco State. So miles apart, but doing similar things.
Psychedelic state.
Certainly did some experimentation there, yeah.
If you are enjoying All That Jam, please like and subscribe to our social media channels at All That Jam Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, or visit our website, allthatjampod.com. Make sure to sign up for our email list and tune in every week for new episodes.
Also, look for full interviews on our YouTube channel. And remember, stay beautiful, but don't stay underground too long.